Hey guys, it's Kelly. Mari and I are back with another challenge. This week we are just challenging ourselves to make a traveler's notebook spread. So I have to apologize for the wonkiness of this video. I have a new tripod stand and I don't know if I'm gonna like it or not. My goal is that I had less stuff on my desk because my desk surface area is not very much, but we'll see. So there's a couple of videos where I'm still trying it out, so I'm not sure how these are going to look. I think I'm going to actually have to get up on my scrap desk and center my camera, which yeah. So anyway, let me talk about this spread. I am using the gorgeous Felicity Jane Reagan kit. I may or may not have bought it for this particular photo and one other photo. The grays are beautiful, and there's also a paper that has trees on it that's gray with like a white tree. And I have pictures of my kids in the snow and my daughter's wearing a gray sweater. Yeah. So I know I'm not the only one that has done that, but I just will go ahead and full out admit it. So I wanted to do this spread. This is one of the pictures that I took of her when we were taking the Christmas card photos. And the journaling and what this is about is actually something completely different. And that is one of the things that I like when I'm taking photos like this, is that I can not just say, oh, you know, you were posing and you looked pretty for your Christmas card picture. Not one bit. I am taking this on a different level. I am going to be putting this in my traveler's notebook insert that is scripture based, and it's either verses that are important to me, that touch me at a certain point, or that I am actually praying. And this is one that I am praying for my daughter. She has applied into this vet tech program along with getting an advanced diploma from high school. It's, you know, our county is a little bit different, and you can do some programs alongside, you know, like my son is doing a computer. He will have like an additional computer part to his high school diploma, and she wants to do this vet tech. She has wanted to be a veterinarian for as long as I can remember now. So the other night, we went to like the open house, and, you know, we listened to the spiel, and it's so competitive, and there's a bunch of applicants for this program. And I found her in tears. And basically, this is just like a spread to her. And let me read you the verse, and you will see why I chose this. This is one of my favorite verses in the Bible. It's Jeremiah 29:11, and it says, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." And again, that's Jeremiah 29:11. And I wanted to pray this for her so that she would understand that, you know, it's not the end of the world if she doesn't get into this program. It's just a small stepping stone. So what I want to do is I'm going to make a tag to put in this little pocket. I know that my journaling will not fit on that tag. Plus, it doesn't take up the right amount of visual space that I want on that page. So I'm just using that as a guide for my eyes. I will make it in a little bit. I'm going to type out my journaling on this just so I can, you know, get the sizing the way that I want it. And I'm also going to type out the verse. So what I am doing is I have pulled off one of the stamps, and the stamp says just the beginning, and I thought that it would be perfect to put as an accent on the page, and I stamped it onto a Project Life card. The Project Life card had a white label, so that I'm sure it's meant for the date, but just because it's meant for the date doesn't mean that you have to use it like that. And this is a great and creative way to use the Project Life cards. You don't have to use the Project Life cards for Project Life. And I don't do Project Life except for December Daily, which I am still woefully behind. But you know, it's always interesting and it's fun for me to use things out of the box and to get the most bang for my buck. So I pulled out some trim because I just thought that the page would be sweet with some ribbon or trim or something, and I'm trying to figure out what I want. You just saw me squiggle my finger across the bottom. That is where I'm going to put the verse, and I know that I'm going to type it out. So I'm trying to figure out like the visual weight, and so I'm looking up the verse again just so I can make sure that I have it correct in my head, and I have a general idea about where it will land. So that was just, you know, me trying to make sure that what I had in my head was correct. So this has been a technique that I have done on another layout. That process video will be up in a couple of weeks, I think. I just have more Citrus Twist videos that I need to get up in the meantime. But I layered the photo on 2 layers of vellum, and the bottom edge is torn. And I thought that torn edge was really neat, especially for this snow type picture, and it just is so pretty. I can't believe I haven't done this, and I'm gonna probably do it several more times just because I like the look. It gives the photo a little bit more softness. It adds some layers and some visual interest without, you know, adding any other colors or any heaviness to the page. I don't know if that makes sense. So at this point, I'm trying to think what I'm going to be, what else I want to be doing and where I want to go. I am going to stitch the pocket. And one of the things that I have found that I like with the Traveler's Notebook spread is to work on my pages before I adhere them down. My Traveler's Notebook insert, the pages are very thin. It's a Webster's insert. I just bought that because I wasn't sure exactly what I wanted, you know, how much I would like working in a Traveler's Notebook and what I wanted, and this was just a good jumping off point. But one thing I found is that the pages are so thin that it's just, I'm going to most likely adhere a couple of them together to make them a little bit thicker, and I'm definitely going to have to, you know, adhere other paper layers on top of them. So I have decided I am going to use a little bit of trim. I used that on the last Traveler's Notebook spread that I liked, or that I made, and I really liked it. And I thought it's a way to use up some of the ribbon and the trim that I have in my stash that I've had for years. So I'm trying to get the width right of my journaling. And while I'm doing that, I'll just read you my journaling. It says, "My sweet girl, I know that it seems like everything is riding on this application to the Vet Tech program. You were in tears the other night after finding out just how competitive the program is and how many students would be selected. It's all going to be okay whether you get accepted into the program or if you don't make it. I promise. One day you will look back at this worry and wish that all your worries were this small and this innocent. Remember that God has plans for you, big plans, and to pray that His will be done." And then I signed it, "Love you, Mom." I signed it because I want my handwriting to be present on pages and on these spreads. But, you know, for me, I knew that aesthetically, I wanted to type the journaling and to type the verse. So that's why there's a little bit of both. And if you don't like your handwriting, this is the perfect way to have both so that you feel like you're doing a little bit of each. So I wanted to put a reinforcer in this tag just to add some more visual interest. You saw me take my 2 circles. I think it's a 1/2 inch and a 1/4 inch punch, and you know, I have not ruled out the We Are Memory Keepers hole punch. It is at Hobby Lobby, and yes, I know I can use that 40% off coupon. It's just one of those things where I'm trying to spend wisely and to bring things into my stash that are truly needed, if that makes sense. So anyway, I did pull out some more ribbon. This is just some sheer white ribbon, and I'm trying to figure out how I want to attach this to the tag. And I thought I would loop it in, but I decided that instead of making the knot like I wanted to, I'm going to staple it. And instead of just having one layer, I have 2 layers, which makes it 4 layers, if that makes sense. It's 2 pieces of ribbon that are doubled back. So it just gives it a little bit of light and airy feeling. So I'm going to go ahead and glue this first down, and believe it or not, I do not pull out my T-square ruler. I don't know, maybe I was sick that day, but yeah, I just go for it. So yay me on that. And the other thing that I pull in, you see some sequins scattered across my desk. These are from Neat and Tangled, and I'm not sure how I got them. I guess maybe I got a stamp set that I have not used. But I have these sequins, and they're iridescent, like a holographic, and they're gorgeous. And so I thought that I would see if I could get them onto the page. And it's really pretty because when I put them on the pink pattern paper, they look pink, and when I put them on the gray, it has more of a gray sheen. So these were definitely the perfect little accent. So at this point, I'm doing my normal thing and trying to figure out where I want them and where I want my snowflakes. And while I'm deciding on that, I decide I want to go ahead and stitch down the trim. I'm actually going to put a very thin, light coat of my Scotch tacky adhesive down, and I am going to put the trim down. I'm going to trim it, well, with my scissors, trim the trim, and then off camera I will stitch it in white thread. You won't be able to tell on first glance that I have stitched it. It's just more for the longevity. I do plan on going back through these traveler's notebooks and flipping through. I do enjoy that, and I want to make sure that these things stay put. So I'm going to link Mari's channel below. Be sure and check out her traveler's notebook spread. I saw just a little peek of what she was up to, and it's funny. I think we have used some of the same colors, and I think she also used a Felicity Jane kit as well. So we don't plan on doing these things all the time. Like, we didn't plan on using Felicity Jane, but we both did. So great minds think alike. Anyway, thanks so much, guys. I will see you soon. Take care. Bye.